Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the final part of ROH's top 50 matches of 2009. I believe we left off at number 11. So, number 11, I got the ladder war 2. Kevin Steen and El Generico versus the American Wolves. This is from Glory by Honor. 8, the final countdown. What can I say? I mean, this did not live up to the first ladder war, but, that would have been impossible. And considering all the injury problems that went into this match, you had Eddie Edwards with the fractured elbow. You had, Kevin Steen was hurting. So yeah, I mean, it was just a tough situation. Both teams were under a lot of pressure to live up to the other match, and thought they did a great job. There were some really crazy spots in this match. Personally for me, I thought the El Generico sunset flip to David Richards through the table was sick. Seeing that live, it was definitely a markout moment. It was definitely a markout match. There were so many great spots. El Generico's torpedo through the ladder was pretty sick, and then Kevin Steen's last bump was crazy as well. So yeah, I thought this match did deliver in a big way. Ladder War 2, that was number 11. Number 10, I'm going to go with Austin Aries versus Bryan Danielson for the ROH title. Another great match between these two guys. These two guys got to go at it one more time before Bryan Danielson left to go to WWE. This is from the Final Countdown Tour, Chicago. Did I say that already? I'm not sure. All right. Great wrestling between these two guys. This might be their best match. I mean, it's possible. I'm not really sure, but these guys just did their thing out there. And one of the best spots in the match for me, or probably one of my favorite spots of the year, was when Austin Aries did the 450 splash, and then Danielson just countered it right into a triangle choke. I thought that was very innovative, really, really cool. Austin Aries actually made Danielson pass out with the last chancery. Did not really like the ending, but it does make sense. Put over Austin Aries in a big way. These two guys just went to go at it really hard right before Danielson left. So great match from Chicago there. That was number 10. Number 9, I'm going to go with the American Wolves versus Kenta and Roderick Strong. This is from Violent Tendencies, and this was a very violent match. Considering both tag teams didn't use weapons. I mean, it was still very violent. This is like as violent as it gets, just using your bare hands. It was just really stiff, really, really stiff match. It was supposed to be Bryan Danielson teaming up with Kenta, but Danielson actually had a staph infection, so, Roderick Strong replaced him. And like I've said many times before, I thought Roderick Strong was actually more fitting for the occasion. I thought he looked great in this match. I thought he looked better than anyone in this match. And Roderick and Davey went at it pretty hard, and Kenta looked great as he always did. These two tag teams wrestled really hard. It was not boring at all. It did not let up at all. So really, really great stuff there from Violent Tendencies. That was at number 9. Number 8, I'm going to go with Nigel McGuinness versus Tyler Black for the ROH title. This happened back at Injustice 2. This happened all the way back at the beginning of the year. The fans did not like this live, supposedly. It went to a 48-minute time limit. Basically, the storyline of the match was Nigel actually paid off a timekeeper, the timekeeper, to ring the bell at the 48-minute mark, right before Tyler Black looked like he was about to win the match with the super kick. But, this match featured some unique booking. I mean, they kept a pretty good pace for what they went at. Nigel got on the mic, talked some trash, and, the whole ROH locker room came out. There was interference. The crowd was pretty pissed. They were chanting, "We want Gabe," and "Fire Russo." So it got pretty crazy out there. But, in retrospect, I thought it worked. I thought it was a pretty good ROH world title match. Probably the second best Nigel-Tyler Black match. So it was pretty awesome. That was from Injustice 2. That was number 8. Number 7, I'm going to go with Austin Aries versus Davey Richards. I would have liked to say this match was going to be higher. I thought I was going to put it a little bit higher before I saw the match. But, I was kind of underwhelmed because guys hyped it up so much. But still a great match. Personally for me, I thought maybe Aries and Richards should have went maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes really hard. But considering that Austin Aries is a heel champion, it really would not make sense for it to go that way. So Aries wrestled a very smart match, very methodical, and I thought Aries looked great. And at the same time, we got to see Davey Richards play a face for the first time in a long time, and I thought it worked out pretty good. Davey hit all his great spots. He looked like a monster in this match, and I thought this match did deliver, and I still thought it was awesome. So that's Aries versus Richards from Detroit, which took place back in November. So that was number 7. Number 6, I'm going to go with Nakajima teaming up with Austin Aries to face Tyler Black and Kenta. This is from the Take No Prisoners pay-per-view, the very last ROH pay-per-view main event. And I thought they went out with a bang. I thought this match was awesome. I thought, if I could pick one word to summarize this match, it would be sweet. It was just sweet, sweet stuff. You got to see Kenta and Nakajima go at it for the first time in Ring of Honor. And, I thought Tyler Black looked great in this match. I thought Austin Aries was hysterical in this match. The interaction between Aries and Kenta was pretty funny because, Aries did not want, Kenta to kick him right in the face. So that was pretty cool. And Black actually pinned Aries with the God's Last Gift to get the win. Just an excellent tag team match here. So a great way to close off ROH's run on pay-per-view, in my opinion. So number 5, we get Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. This is the Final Countdown Tour. New York City, Glory of Honor 8, the Final Countdown. What can I say? This is like so many people have said, this is kind of like, a best of match. They took a little bit of all their previous matches and just sprinkled it onto this match. You got to see some of the stuff from the Driven match, the drama of the Unified match, the intensity of the Driven match, and some of the storytelling from the 6th anniversary show match. So yeah, I mean, it was really good stuff, considering they were going to WWE. I pretty much expected them to kind of hold back, but they didn't really do that. You got to see some great stuff. The crowd went crazy when Nigel hit the lariat, and Danielson wrestled a very intense match. He got bloody, he got busted open. It was very dramatic. It was they both went out in grand fashion. You can't. Well, probably not their best match, but definitely in the upper echelon of their best matches. So that was from Glory of Honor 8. Number 4, I'm going to go with Bryan Danielson versus Davey Richards, Final Countdown Tour Boston. These two guys went out at 40 minutes. It was very intense. For 40 minutes, I thought they kept a pretty good pace. Davey Richards played a great heel in this match. He really got under the crowd's skin, busted out the topic on Hilo, almost killed a little girl, or not a little girl, but a young girl. I mean. And, I believe Danielson actually belly-to-belly Davey Richards from the edge of the ring apron onto the outside of the floor. That was a pretty crazy spot. And it was very intense. And I thought Davey Richards looked like a star once this match was over. He made Bryan Danielson tap out to the Kimura. Excellent match from the Final Countdown Tour Boston. That was the number 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with Nigel McGuinness versus Kenta. This is from the 7th anniversary show. I was at this show live. I thought it was awesome. Nigel really tore his bicep the night before, so Kenta was actually really going at it, kicking the crap out of it. Kind of reminiscent of the Danielson-Kenta match when Kenta was going to work on Danielson's shoulder. So not as good as that match, but it was still awesome. The go-to-sleep stuff was pretty cool. The counters to the go-to-sleep. Nigel actually hit the go-to-sleep, and Nigel was definitely in a lot of pain, but he still made Kenta tap out with the London Dungeon. Couldn't put him away the regular way, so he dug his knees into Kenta's back and made him tap out. So this was just a phenomenal match in my opinion. I'm probably higher on this match than most people are, but one more thing I want to say: I thought Kenta probably should have won this match. If they were going to bring Kenta back as many times that they did throughout 2009, and considering that Kenta was so hot throughout this whole year, maybe the best decision would have been to give Kenta a title reign, and maybe Kenta could have put over Austin Aries, possibly at Death Before Dishonor. I mean, Jerry Lynn winning the belt was cool and everything, but I just thought it was kind of unnecessary. But, that was from the 7th anniversary show. That was number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with the American Wolves versus Bryan Danielson and Tyler Black. This is from Double Feature 2. The actual show was called Tag Title Classic, but it's on the Double Feature 2 DVD. Excellent tag match, without doubt the best tag team match of the year. Went to a 45-minute time limit draw. Great action between both of these tag teams, American Wolves and Danielson and Tyler Black. Very dramatic stuff. The crowd loved this. They gave this a match of the year chant. Some people have said this is kind of reminiscent of some of the All Japan matches that took place back in the early 90s. And I can definitely see why you would say that. So, like I said, the best tag team wrestling match of 2009 from what I've seen. So, number 1, and I still got to go with number 1. Maybe some people will criticize me for this. I don't know. I'm going to still have to go with Kenta versus Davey Richards from Supercard of Honor 4. Probably not a surprise to most of the guys that have watched my videos over the last year. I don't care about the botch at the end. I don't care about the no selling. I don't care about the lack of psychology in some of the parts of the match. I still thought this was a great match. Great fighting spirit, great intensity. 2 warriors going at it hard as hell. I thought this match set a standard. Years back, when we look back, we're always going to be saying, in my opinion, I think we're always going to say, oh, it was a good match, but they didn't go hard as hell like Davey Richards and Kenta did. So I definitely think this did set a standard. So, and crazy spots in this match, great intensity, great strikes. Davey's tope con hilo was sick once again, And then you had Kenta actually did the Falcon Arrow to David Richards off the edge of the ring apron onto the outside of the floor. That was probably probably the spot of the year in my opinion. I thought that was awesome. David Richards became a superstar after this match. So definitely, I think his stock rose after this weekend. Just like Danielson's stock rose back at the WrestleMania weekend in 2006, I think you could say the same thing for David Richards after this match as well. So that's the top 50 ROH matches of 2009. I want to thank everyone for watching these videos. If you watched all of them, I appreciate it. If you haven't seen any of these matches, check them out. Hopefully you can use this as a guide as to, what you want to pick up from ROHWrestling.com. And, all right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Okay, take it easy.